And today I want to talk about one of my favorite games, Vindictus. It's been one of my favorite for a while. It's a big MMO RPG kind of DVD, MSD, llama thing. Anyways, it's free to play. Now I don't mean pay to win. There's a lot of people who I've talked to and they're like, "Oh, Vindictus, that's a pay to win." Blah, 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 blah. No, it's free to play, completely, 100% free, free, absolutely free, as they'd say in infomercials. Now, I'm gonna quickly go over this because I could go on for hours and hours about this game, but we'll just have to keep it brief. So, first off, loading screen, you're in the server, and it brings you to this. This is the second security code. They're pretty good about keeping that secure in your shit. So I'm gonna log into that real quick. You guys don't need to see that shit. Get out of my shit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once you've all logged in, it'll bring you to a character select. You originally start out with 5 slots. When you buy an extra one, the ones you buy have like character boosts on them, so they level up faster. If you like the game enough, buy an extra character. I have like a lot of characters. I'll get into a bit more of that. I'll show them a bit more. Right now I'm just going to kind of introduce you to each one of them. Maybe later I won't do a full playthrough of each one, but I'll get on the boat and kind of smash some stuff around, kind of show you how each play. So we got like 7 characters you can choose from, and each of them play completely different, totally good play styles for each one of them. Each one of them has 2 different weapons that also changes up how they play completely from the original. When you click on them, it'll kind of tell you a little bit about each character, and each one has their own little intro stuff. So I'm gonna get in right now, get in with my main one, my Eevee. She's decked out with a lot of stuff. My internet is not the best with this right now because I'm playing on the west server rather than the east, because that's where I started. If you switch servers, you're not going to have the same characters, but you can also start as many characters as you want on that one. So you can have a shit ton of characters. Usually best to go with the one with you, but I already had a bunch of shit on this one. Now, when you finally get into the game, there's plenty to do. For now, we'll just get out of the main hub here. This is where all the NPCs and stuff will give you missions, stores, armor repairs, the whole yada yada 9 yards of all of that. This is where all the missions are. Over there are special missions, like you can go fishing, not really needed, maybe like an endless dungeon thing. I guess there is an end to it, but it's freaking hard. You start off at the ruins, and you kind of work your way all the way around. There's a whole different town you go to later in main storyline that will do things too. That has its own shabada. We'll just go here for now, and alright, you got the dailies, but I'll just get on the boat, kind of show you around with the characters. I guess I'll just do that right now. Get into a little bit of the boring stuff later. Create party. Should have made it private. People are going to join up, and then they'll have to kick them. Or I can just do a run with them with this character real quick and show you how that goes. We'll see how everything ends up. So it loads in. As a pet, I bought the pet. That one specifically will farm ore. If I might walk into a room and there's ore on the side, he'll run over, grab it. Saves me bombs. Other than that, he just doesn't do much. He helps in fights, but he dies pretty quick. So now, when your character, we'll go and equip a staff if we have one. So Eevee, the mage, there we go, starts off with a staff. Not really my suit. You have just arrow spam, magic arrow, and then you have your magic charge that you can do. I don't have much on this one, but it is pretty useful. It's a bit more useful than the Scythe, which I had on. I'll show you that. It's easier to explain how everything fights than magic, because I don't use magic that much. I don't know how to play it that well. Don't play every class. Fun game though. So with most of the classes that do melee, I guess there is one archer, but he plays pretty much the same. You have your left click and your right click. And you have about 4 or 5 left clicks before your combo will end. And between each one of those, you have a right click smash. And it will do different effects. So with the Eevee, the way she works, we'll bring up my skills. I'm high level with this character, I have a lot of skills, don't worry about it right now. We'll see that in a second. The combat, with every smash you do, you then use your magic and it will do a different spell. So, Mask of Death. When you do a full combo, you hit it, you magic, and it'll show you there, and it puts a little mask above them, and it will explode. And they'll take constant damage while that's going. Definitely my favorite class. That's why it's my main. Okay, I'm gonna switch over, show you a couple different classes, then we'll do a run, and I'll try to explain a bit more about the town and stuff. Okay, I'm back. Got a different character going. The pet, I forgot to mention, will switch to all characters on your account, so you don't have to keep buying pets. Once you get them, you can switch them out forever. He'll last like 2 hours of in-game play when you're running around town to stay. Throw that back in there. So Fiona here, well, for one, doesn't have a sword equipped. Oh yeah, she has the shield and sword, and with the you can switch out the sword for a hammer, and you can get bigger shields. Bigger shields are obviously better, but they weigh a lot more, which sucks because some characters just can't hold shit. Eevee couldn't hold shit. I had to level her up a bunch before I could really put anything on. I had like heavy armor on, and it took a long time. Blah blah blah. Anyways, same concept. Instead of using magic though, she just has the normal smashes. But with her, wrong thing, she has blocks, because the shield, yada yada. So with the shield, block, her final smash is pretty good. Let's see if I can find the actual block function. And then a guard. Yeah, so it's just a basic block. You can use it and time it right. If you don't time it right, your shield will take a bit of damage, and after a while it will break. You can easily repair it in game and stuff with stuff. Repair kits. Yeah, the simple repair kits will repair it for in game. When you're in town, you can do full repairs on your equipment. It's kind of a little money sink. Not too bad, only when you're in the beginning. If you buy a lot of shit, it doesn't really happen that much. I'll equip a hammer and kind of show you a bit of that. So if you're a bit faster with the sword, when you have hammer on, you do more damage and slower, because that's what hammers do. You have a big old pound attack at the end. So, I'll switch another character quick, show you what he's like. I'll probably do a run with some people real quick after I switch this character. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. I have the Kai. He is the archery class. Last one was Fiona. First one, Eevee said that. You'll see the others running around. You really have to try them out to really get a feel of them. He originally starts off with the bow, short bow. You do quick shots. You run around. He plays a bit different with his SP, which is up here, which is special skills you can use in your characters. Each one has different things. Eevee has like a big gravity smash, different things like that. When they originally came out, he would constantly lose it, which made him... He's one of the easiest characters, but that was like a super annoying thing, because all of his like normal, like any good ability, I guess you could say, uses the SP. But with the short bow, let's see, tab is what it is. You can switch to a longbow. See, the SP is low, so it's saying that, but it has more of a precise. With this, certain spots will show up on bosses for critical hits. You can use those, and the bosses will stumble back. He has his special skills down there you can whip out in a small menu. Those all use SP except for your grapple here. I don't use it too much, but it is pretty useful. It will instantly throw you back to that spot. I might have, yes I do. I'll equip that quick. Show you his second. He also has a radial menu like the Eevee, not really my style. But it has a rapid fire crossbow, it kind of fires like a machine gun. After a while, you'll reload. If I can remember how to reload, I think it's just tab again. Yeah, it's just tab again. To really get the game set up, you might have to do a little fumbling with the controls to get your hand in the right position. It took not too long for me to get it set up right, but everybody's different. They might have to fuss a lot. Okay, so I'll do a quick run through with him of this area. I'm going to re-equip my bow, equip my good bow, and then I'll explain more about all the menus and all that junk. Just get you in the gameplay first. That's what you really want to see, because if you don't like the gameplay, then there's no point getting into all the details. So I'll start. Boat is launching. Now, this can be a little bit annoying, because every time you launch a party, it'll zoom in on a character and be like, oh, this is this person, motto, and blah 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 blah. You can have 4 people, a normal, some have 6, raids have like 8, 20. Some of the like super raid dragons have like 20 people. And those are like ridiculous, because those will still like sometimes take 40 minutes with high level classes. Ah yes, this is the first actual level in the area, so it's going to do a quick zoom over. There's a training ground which will tell you how to actually play the game and stuff, how to fight, but don't worry about that. So I'm way higher level than I need to be right now for these dudes, so everything's going to die in a quick hit. Do a little jumpy. Jumpity 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 jumpy. The jump really only comes into play on the Season 2 stuff. Not done the best, but it doesn't really affect it that much. Yes, the kick, something I should mention. Kai has the best kick, because that's that kick right there. It's a 2-stage kick. But everyone else has like a normal kick that's like that. It's just like a simple knee, and you use it for fallen enemies. But there are some the bonus missions, I can talk, trust me, I can do it. The bonus missions will give you more experience in this specific mission. When you're playing, you have to get so much experience, I guess I could just say. It's called something else, not off the top of my head can I remember it. But there are certain spots where you need to have so much to get to the next area. Really not that big of a deal. You can usually get it in 1 playthrough, maybe 2. For storyline, if you're trying to get a certain item, that might be a problem. That's where it gets a bit farmy. I'll go a bit more into that when I'm done with this. Right now I just want to focus a bit more on this stuff. Show a bit more of his abilities. I could go through with every character, but you don't want to see every character. If you like the gameplay, you'll play it. And I've definitely been playing too much Warframe because I keep hitting C, which I have as my jump button in that game. Or the slide button, not the jump. So I'm just keep hitting C. Like I said before, everything's gonna die real quick. Right up here is the first little boss. On most bosses, when you get to the end of the stage, it'll kind of do a little cutscene like this here, kind of show him. It doesn't do it on everyone, only like the first one and maybe like the main boss of the area, like the chieftain would be in this area. I could probably just kick him, and he'll die. Yeah, like when you get high level, doing things back is super easy, but when you're trying to do stuff at your level, it gets super hard, and it's always good to have a party of 4 going. Even though you can always solo everything in here. It's just some areas are just, you really need to be the right level. So we got the cores that drop. Boss will drop a bunch. He'll drop specific loot. Now, the problem with the loot, as I was saying before, is where it gets farmy, because some areas you'll be given quests by multiple people. Like, oh, go get this gem from this dude. And the next one will be like, oh, get the leather that you get from killing this dude. Whatever the fuck it is. So when you go into the quest, you don't really know what's gonna drop from the boss. He might drop both, he might drop one item like 5 times. It gets annoying. That's the only real downside to the way that this quest is done. In Season 2, I'll show you that a bit later. It does it a bit differently where everything's connected into one map, so you don't have to do a bunch of different missions. But that has its downsides too. So that was a level. If I needed to do it again, I would go do it again. There's plenty to pick from. There's all the dailies. You have like raid bosses over here. Not that hard to figure out. You know what you're doing. It's a game. You can figure it out. It'll tell you. Things happen. Okay, so here comes the boring part. Talking about all stats stuff, all NPCs, the whole shebang, shabada, shaboom. First off, I want to talk about, let's see, it's in here, meditation. This is my favorite skill. Down here we have a timer. Every time that timer goes off, I get AP. Whether I'm logged in or not, I could be off, taking a shower, computer completely off, game will still give me AP. AP is what you use to level up your skills. And you can, put 1, 10, you can just max out what you have, or until the level's done, then it will stop it there, and you can do it again, whatever you want. Now, some of these, rank 9 is pretty high. I think rank 6 is the highest. Yeah, rank 6. That's a rank 3. I was wrong. Holy crap. They can get really expensive. Like, this is 1,000. Most missions, when you do them the first time, if they're high level or stuff for that area, they'll give you like 50. If you've done them before, maybe like 10. Dailies will do it, so where you get it as if you played it the first time. So that's quite a bit. It can stack up, which is why meditation is so good, because I have like, 8 characters. When I'm not playing them, they'll all just stack up. I haven't played this character in a week or so. Has 700 just for not doing anything. It's perfect. It's what you want. These are high level skills, so they are going to cost a lot. When you first start a skill, it'll be like 30. After that, it'll bump it up more and more depending on the skill. There's a couple of these skills. This one's fairly decent. It's only 300. Yeah, you can do that in a couple runs. Not too bad. Depends on how grindy you want to be with your skills. The skills kind of make the game. I spent a good amount of time doing my armor proficiency and stuff so I can wear heavier armor, look cooler, and then I kind of lost track of my skills, so I was doing shit and dying a lot because my skills just weren't killing fast enough. So it's kind of a balance of you want to be able to keep your skills up. Armor does help a lot. Not the most effective thing in the game, but you still want to keep track of it. Dark Paladin or normal Paladin, I guess Dark Knight transformation, whatever you want to call it. You get those at level 40. You can only use those once every hour. Every hour on the hour. It will reset. And those are pretty useful. As you can see here in the little window, it does a small animation, and during that time you're invincible. Nothing can hurt you, and then there's like 5-10 seconds after that where nothing can hurt you still. And you get a lot of extra powers, more magic and stuff. With Dark Knight, you absorb energy whenever you do a smash, and it becomes more magic energy. With Paladin, when you do a smash, it'll shoot out kind of bullets. It shoots bulls, yes. That'd be quite fun. No, it shoots little magic bullets out that'll damage a dude. It's really good with Kai, because one of his abilities is you can target 5 spots in a boss and then it'll shoot like 20 arrows. So if you have that equipped, he'll just like shoot a wall of shit at the dude. It's awesome. It's fun. Have fun with it. So that's that. You have your inventory. You originally start out with 3 chests. Now that can hold you for quite a bit. It wasn't about until level 60 or so where I had so much going on that I was trying to carry so much, trying to build so much armor that I really couldn't fit it all. So I got 3 more chests. It's useful. I got them on Steam, so it was like 20 for the 3 rather than 30 for the 3 in-game market. If you really feel like you need the chest, go for it, but it's not necessary. You can still do it free to play. You have boots, pants, that stuff, your weapon, secondaries. Some of this stuff, like this emblem, there's only like 3, 5 that you can actually get, so for a lot of characters it'll be empty. I have not found. I think that's for special items, necklaces, event things. They always have events going on. You can always check their site. They'll have events, time for their maintenances, and all that stuff. But the events usually will give you some kind of booster for a while, or maybe special things. They have gotten a little markety with the events the last couple I've seen, where you'll have to, let's open up the depot here, the in-game market. You'll have to buy like a box, and in the box, yeah, see something like this, tutorial coins. I'm not quite sure what those are, but there'll be a box, and you open it up, and it'll give you a random something, and then you'll have to get like 10 of that random something. Shady. Okay, hi there. 10 of that random something and gave it to the dude, which is super annoying because the one specifically I'm talking about gave you these big demon wings, and they looked awesome, and I wanted them, but I didn't want to spend a bunch of money trying to get them, so I just kind of have to let them, and I've only ever seen like 2 people with them, which sucks. So this is the place. I think it's like $10 for 10,000 credits, as I want to say what it is. So it's not too bad if you want to buy something. We'll come over here to the avatar shop and investigate that a little bit more. But like, you know, you really have to like the game. I really like the game, so I've bought a lot of stuff. Yeah, you can get quite a bit of selection. So you have hairs, you can do colors. Oh yes, the coupon stuff. That will specifically allow you to change certain items. I'll get into that in a second. Hold on with me. You can do tattoos, face makeup. The body type is something they recently added, where you can actually change the size of your character. We originally didn't have that. You can get a bit of fun with it. Let's see. Now, this is where the game gets a little, because they have inner armors, which I think the basic one is this. All characters start with like a t-shirt, pants. It's fine, whatever. It works. If you don't care about it, whatever. It totally doesn't matter. But with the female characters they have, yeah, you can kind of see where they're going. You know, even with the weird kind of scaling I just gave her. It was at a point where they really kind of just need to go make something, get it out of their system, and then come back to here so they can get back to the game. And they kind of did with one of their characters. I'll show you her later, I guess, because it's ridiculous. She's a slut, just straight up like, wow, you guys just full on made that, didn't you? Well, good. We'll get back to the game, and then they did. It's the avatar shop. You can go to Outfitter. It'll have like sets of clothes. These clothes will appear over everything, so no matter what armor you have, this will show up. I have not really wanted to buy any of this particular stuff yet. I've not felt the need. The armor itself is cool enough. No, I don't want to. No, go away. Let's just. Yes, I want to leave without purchasing. Okay. You can actually come in here and dye items, different colors. Costs like just normal in-game gold, not money. It'll do a random color, and then you'll have like 2 more tries after that to do another random color. You can use the ampule, which is certain colors, but those are expensive. If you buy it from the market, you'll have like 6 colors it can be, and it will choose one of those 6, and it'll kind of be a bit random. They're a little picky on that. It's kind of how they're getting their money. They're making quite a bit for it being free, I can guarantee you that. Or you could come to in-game marketplace. Now this in-game marketplace is incredibly helpful. You can just put what you want, how much you want it for, and it'll be up. Then you can put how many days it'll be up to. I usually only do like 1 day, because at that point, if it doesn't sell, not many people are going to buy it. They have sorted out lately. Before it was just kind of a big mess. So the only thing about this is it gets a bit ridiculous with the drop rates. Because let's see if I can go fine. If I can spell. Let's see, maybe nope. What are you doing? Go away. I'm hitting keys. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for it. Don't mind me, I'm just being an idiot. Looking through my big crates of shit. Okay. This is a bit ridiculous. I'm sorry. Alright, right here. Divine form. Yes, I cannot spell. Thank you. Thank you, me, for being stupid. This here. This is a drop from a dragon. Dragons are hard to fight. They're annoying to fight. They're dragons. You know how to fight a dragon. They suck. These drop so rarely that on the market they're like 50 million gold. So let's see if I can find one. Sometimes they're not even on the market. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Let's check this one more time. Divine form or spike. Tier, yeah, they're going for quite a bit. And maybe it's just me, maybe I'm really bad with my gold. I mean, like, it took me quite a bit to get up to 17 mil gold. But apparently some people just have 15 mil, like a small budget. I'm like, how do you have that much gold? I don't understand. So I've been trying to get that for some stuff I want to build. Other than really high equipment, most stuff doesn't take too much. The only real item in the beginning that you need are these here, the ice crystals. They only drop in like the 1 or 2 areas of the map, and they drop rare, but you need like 11 of them, 15 of them, I think, to make some kind of brandy mix for like quests. So you don't have to do them, but it's for how rare they drop, for how many you need in the beginning, is a bit ridiculous. You can't quite get that many. You can always trade between accounts. Let's go talk some NPCs. Let's go do that. Let's go do that. Got people. Click on them. I don't have any stories with this character because I've done just about everything. You have your repair. You can do stew or restore all and restore all equipment. It doesn't cost too much until you get into like heavier armors and like really high stuff. Because even when you if you go into a low level stuff with high equipment, it might not damage it, and then you won't ever have to repair it. It just might not ever happen. But at the same time, if it does get damaged, it's higher equipment. It's going to cost more to repair. Money sinks. They have quite a bit of them in this game. Bit annoying. They have different options. Repair, enhance. You can enhance something like 3-4 times, and then at that point it'll be like, yo, there might be a chance the enhancement will fail, in which case your weapon might level down, it might not take effect. If you keep going, it might be like, oh, your weapon will break and you'll lose it completely. I've seen people just like farming those and like, oh yeah, I had like a plus 12 weapon and then it broke and blah blah blah. And like, why would you do that? Just have the level 5. It works totally fine. Maybe that's how they have all the money. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Don't listen to me. I am wrong. Always wrong. So, back to what I was saying now. We have the instance repair, crafts. Yes, the ores. I have a lot of ore because I have my pet. He'll farm ore for me really quickly, really cheaply. You can like sell like 1 ore will cover the costs of like buying mine bombs, which you'll have to equip in your secondary. So depending on what level you're doing, whether there'll be stuff to mine, whether you need spears for something. Secondary is helpful, not needed. Spears are definitely the best that I've seen so far. And then you get like the light of pale, which is like a flash bomb, which really helps if you're doing like solo stuff. But also depends on the character too, because Kai, his longbow is basically a spear anyways. Don't really need spears with him. It's all up to you, however you want to play. But you get the ores, and then you need a couple things, and you can make finer materials. This goes with the cloth or leather. I think there's a couple like stones and stuff you can do it with. This can be a bit of a hassle because it takes quite a bit to get up to exquisite. I mean, fine ore is 3, and then you need 4 fine ore for superior, and then 4 for an exquisite. And there's a couple things that really kind of need a lot, like I think down at the bottom here. Yeah, you need 20 exquisite to make this one thing. And then you need that, and this is another thing that costs like 50 million gold. I've been trying to get it forever. Ugh, it takes forever. That does remind me, with the high level stuff that doesn't drop much, you can, if there's seals. I guess I should start with that. If you play with someone so many levels lower than you, I think it's like 10, you'll get a seal of dedication. Or if you like revive them, you'll get those. And you can come to the seal shop. They can also repair here. But you can use those to buy items like spears, health potions, yada yada yada. But then there's also seals of bravery, which are if you go fight a raid boss, you'll get that. Unfortunately, with the seals of bravery, is I think you can only do one, most of them you can only do once a day, which is kind of annoying, and you can only get 12, I think, seals in total a day. So you kind of have to do some farming for a long time in order to get enough to really get anything that's going to get you a lot of money. I've done this. When you have multiple characters, you can go and do the dailies, do some seal farming with one character, and then switch to a different one. Do that stuff. It helps to have multiple characters in this game. For me, at least, it's how I play. When I have one character, I have to completely do them all the way through, but eventually you get to a point where you're kind of in an area where you're not strong enough to do the stuff for you, so you need a group, but then maybe you can't find people who are doing it because time slots, playing on the wrong servers. I'm an idiot, my fault. It can get a bit of a hassle. Okay, I'm gonna go back to doing a little bit more gameplay. Talk about that a bit, because I'm scatterbrain, I'm stupid, you know the whole drill. I'm gonna do a little bit of Eevee, maybe some higher level stuff, and I'll probably show you the Dark Knight transformation because it's pretty fucking sweet. So again, let's shove off the ship. We have to wait for the intro. This doesn't get too annoying, only when you're doing it a bunch at one time. Me and my friend Sherpa, me and him had to farm a couple things, and after a while I was like, okay, come on, move it, let's go. But for the amount of time that a normal person might play, not that big of a deal. Alright, after I do a mission here, I'll show you Season 2 stuff. And that completely changed how the game plays for a while. Alright, back to the gameplay, which I said I was going to talk about, but then I totally got distracted. So we got threads, we got smashes. This affects like 5 people. I think they originally had it at 4. But as long as that's active, that threads will be there, and I can now, this is a big update for me, for Eevee players, is you can now stack your magic. If I can not kill everybody in 2 hits. No, everyone's gonna die, but you can now stack all, like, 5 of your abilities, all your smash magics, and as long as you don't hit the smash without doing a combo, it'll stay there for like half an hour. The timer up here on this dude is 30 minutes. You're never gonna hold a spell for 30 minutes. You're gonna use it and keep going. You wanna keep applying them with an Eevee. And it's more of a support thingy. Eevee's more of a support. I don't play her support. I like her too much. So, we'll get in here. We'll Dark Knight transform. You can see that whole biz. If I can remember how. Ah, yes. I remember how. Don't mind me just being stupid. Yes. Roar, roar, roar. This is a 6-person raid. I am higher level than need be, so it should be fine. There you go, transform. Now nothing can hurt me for the next couple seconds. Next minute. Oh no. So with the combat, you do actually have to block, dodge, really kind of work with your character. You can't just run in there headstrong. Except for Herc, maybe Herc, because that's what he was kind of designed to do. With Herc, he plays like how I'm playing Eevee right now, kind of. Instead of having an end to his combo, he will just keep attacking. He can just keep attacking, and then when you throw a smash in, you can keep attacking. So he's kind of like how I wanted to play Eevee, but he wasn't out yet. Herc is the one with the really big sword, by the way. I probably should have said that first. But, so, I didn't get to use too much of my Dark Knight stuff because I'm higher level. But now that I've used it, let's see, it's 6:52, so in like 8 minutes I can use it again if I want. So if you time it right, you can use it twice in a battle. Now it will keep going for another 40 seconds. It doesn't last too long. I guess 40 seconds now. But when it does end, or you can just manually end it, all of your armor will be broken. It will not really need a repair. Unless you want to keep repair it in here, well then yes, it will need a repair. So I should say up here, you can bind spells, things, a lot of health potions, feathers. The feathers will bring people back. You can only bring in 3 at normal, and then 1 party feather. Now, with bringing people back and party feathers and stuff, there is like goddess graces and stuff that will do that. If you die, you can't use a feather on yourself. Someone else has to use it. The goddess grace will revive you when you're dead. But the goddess graces will cost money, so I try not to use those too much. It really kind of depends. I mean, like when I'm fighting dragons, everybody will be tossing them out because everybody's dying, and we don't want to take another 30 minutes or so to fight a dragon. We'd rather just finish this. So right here we have the ferryman. He takes you to Season 2. On the other side of the town, there is a coachman. When you talk to him, they'll be like, oh, you can... regular stops here, you can just take that and it'll leave every 5 minutes. So right now I have 54 seconds. That's not bad. When you get there and it's like, oh, you have 2 minutes and blah 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 seconds, you can always back out and pay them 2,000 gold, which isn't that much. But when you're doing a quest and you need to run back between towns like 5 times, it gets super annoying to see that you have 2 minutes and you have to pay them 2,000 gold and then 2,000 gold, and it's a ridiculous money sink for how much other money sinks there are in this game. There's not like I guess there isn't a ridiculous amount, but there's enough that it's like, okay, you guys, do you really need this many money sinks? Come on. Seriously. Come on, man. I just need my gold. So as I sit here for another 10 seconds, you can still always open up your menus. Yeah, there it goes. You can open up your menus, level some stuff up, and then it'll just send you over. Now, with Season 2, let's see, they changed it up quite a bit. I don't quite know where exactly to start, so we'll just hop into a place, I guess. It'll be the easiest way to show it, because with Season 1 stuff, there was, you pick the level, you do the level, fight the boss, done. Go back to town. Do it again. Whatever you need to do. But with Season 2, all of the bosses are in the same area. Well, not the specific same area, but on the same map. So I selected the main area I wanted to go to, the jungle place. We're going. When we get there, there'll be a map. And the map will have, like, this is Section A, this is Section B, this is Section C. And you can move between them anytime you want. In Season 1, if you went to the next area of the map, you're in the next area of the map. You have to keep moving forward. No moving back. Whatever you missed, it's your own fucking fault. Deal with it. Which is good because they have fixed that somewhat. Now if a core drops, it'll, after like a couple seconds, it'll come to you. There's been a couple times where, like, in the beginning where cores would fall through floors and they wouldn't be able to get them. And it ended up being kind of annoying. They fixed all that. It's better. I'm just going to quickly show you all this stuff here. See, we have all this. The only downside to this now is in order to get to, like, say I wanted to fight this boss. Say I only needed something from that boss. So I would have to go to B, to C, to D. And when I'm in D, I'd have to fight these people here, these two bosses. Because when there are enemies in the area, it'll lock you in. Like a Devil May Cry, hack and slash, oh, big door of faces, you can't get past here. kind of thing. It just turns the things that I just went into red. You can't use them. So, while I only need to fight the one boss, I now have to fight everyone up to get to it. That's the downside of Season 2. But at the same time, if you need a lot of things from all the bosses, you can now fight them all at once. It gives you way more time in Season 2 stuff than in Season 1. In Season 1 it was only an hour, in Season 2 you get like 2 hours. You can spend a long time in here doing a lot of stuff. The thing that I just did, where there are colors, you can occasionally run into that, and it'll give you like boosts, and then you can go to a certain altar and it'll take the boosts, and if you do so many of that, it'll, yeah, because here there's a lot, oh god, go away. There's a lot more extra things you can do, and if you saw up there, he just ran over there, got that ore for me. Thanks, buddy. So, now Season 2 is really where the jump comes in effect, because there's a couple bosses that'll have like ground pound, and you have to jump over them. It works enough that you can do it, but at the same time it's like kind of awkward. You have this awkward jump. I'm not going to do a full playthrough of this, it would take way too long. I don't want to keep this video that long. You guys need to, you're getting the gist of the game. I feel like I have done enough in the game for you to really decide whether or not you want to play it. It's up to you. I'll go back and talk a bit more about the characters now. And I guess I'll show you the one I was talking about earlier when I was wearing my bikini. Which brings me to another little point here. As soon as this is unloading up, I'll show you. In your inventory, you have avatar stuff. This is where your goddess graces are kept. I have face makeup. You can buy different hairs to put on, your dyes, blah blah blah. I'm gonna switch that over to my wraps because I have a theme going with this character, and my theme is cool. Shut up about my theme. But so there's all that. You can hold quite a bit. I don't know why I closed it. I'm stupid. You can have fishing poles. I only have that many fishing poles? Sweet. I should go use those fishing poles. I did a couple events and got like 600 fishing poles, and I never go fishing. And the fishing poles just basically let you idle. You can just go to there, and your thing will idle. You come back. Normally you'd have to like pull out like a spear and shoot at the fish coming in the water, and the more people you have in the boat, the more fish will show up, and it's okay. It's alright. There's a couple events where you get chests, but then you need to buy keys, so it's not really worth it. Just skip the one event, the one quest the dude who talks to you about the boat gives you. Just, nah, get out of here. Go away. Alright, I'm gonna bring up more characters real quick. I guess before I do that, you got your character, and you have titles. Titles give you certain effects that stay with your character, doing certain things. Easy enough. Now, if I can stop distracting myself and being scatterbrain, I can actually do what I'm going to say I'm going to do and bring up more characters. So this was Herc that I was talking about back here. He's kind of a big, scrawny, lanky dude. The dance they gave him is ridiculous. He looks like a doofus. I guess the game is going to decide to play with this character. Alright, cool. This is the slutty character I was talking about. They really just slutted her up. Big time. From the dances you could do before was like a little foot shuffle. Kai kind of did like a little hand on hip, yeah, chilling in the corner thing. Croak, the huge dude with the pillar, he did like a black beatbox rap thing. It gets kind of sketchy when you get to this stuff. Let's see. I'll just do the dance right now. Yep. So this is her dance. She shakes her butt and then grinds. Like, alright, I'm not gonna complain. It's there. It's if you want it, woohoo. But like, they have not with this armor, but they have like boob physics. More than you'd think, not as much as you'd hope, is the best way to describe it. But it's somewhat out of place. For as serious as the rest of the game is, having that much jiggle, having that much, having that much jiggle is a little weird. Like, you know, but that stuff is totally up to you. If you want to spend money on it, go for it. Go wild. Give them all the money. It's a good game. I say you can give them money. And if I say it, it shall be done. Since I have this character, I will go play a little bit with her, show you how it's done, how her stuff is done. But really, guys, it's a good game. Aside from the creepy boob physics. Boat cannot launch. Yes, whatever. Alright, it's doing its thing. Aside from the creepy boob physics, it has good fighting styles. They're really good with making sure things are up to date. I mean, Eevee originally has changed like 6 times since they originally released her. And that was a while ago. I mean, they really try and improve what you're doing. They're good. The only problem I've ever had with them was one of my other accounts got hacked. There was nothing on it. I was just mad because I had like a 40 character and that was the highest I had at the time. But then they sent, like, it took them like a year to get back to me, and they're like, oh, well, sorry, you'll have this stuff. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll take it. But I think their main thing is over in Korea. I think it was originally a Korean game. Don't quote me on that. I might just be spewing from my mouth. Back to Vela here. She originally starts with twin swords. Same with the lawn. She has a bit of a different fighting style. She is more of a reflective, kind of like a Fiona block thing. But I prefer to use chain hooks because they'll just hit everything, everywhere, forever. They're a bit more ranged, like the Kai. They really have good range, and you can just smash everything. With her, she has like cold effects that'll stack, and then they'll let you like smash forever as long as it's going or until you get hit. It's fun. A lot of different characters. Wish I could really do a full playthrough of them all. Maybe I will eventually, but for right now, I think this is a good basis for introducing people into Vindictus. And I probably did not do the best job. I was all over the place. I was over here. I was over there. That's just me being stupid. If you like what you see, really go check out the game. Really support these guys. It's cool games by Nexicon. I don't have much else to say on it, other than go get it. Now. Do it. Stop watching. Why are you watching?